On second down, Griffin. Buying time, and no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Ryan Shazier, number 8 for him on the year. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Will Fuller in the final seconds of the first half. And once again, the Browns are back in front. So they're able to capture the lead here just before halftime.
And not only that, they get the ball to start the second half.
That's right.
This is almost like basketball down the stretch, right, where you get the 2-for-1 situation where you're trying to get 2 shots to your opponent's 1. In this situation, they got the touchdown. They'll get another shot at to start the second half.
Could be a big turnaround. This will be fielded at the 8. And he's going to get taken down inside the 10 at about the 8-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And you got to think, if this is anything other than just taking a knee, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah, they've got enough to talk about at the half. Why do anything else? Just get out of there.
Final play of the half. It's Roethlisberger. He's going to float this over the middle deep. And they can't get the long connection as it falls incomplete. So it's on to halftime in this AFC divisional round matchup as we send you down to our EA Sports Studios in Orlando where we find our man Larry Ridley with our halftime report. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. On the return, here's Dree Archer. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Here's the Browns offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
See if they do just that. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
On offense, the guy that you want to have the best eyes on the field are your quarterbacks, so you can see everything pre-snap, and then, of course, as the play develops. On defense, oftentimes it's the linebacker. And on this play, his eyes took him right to the ball, and he made a nice tackle.
A little bit of ground to make up for the offense as they face a 2nd and 11. The gun. Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. Give him 3 yards on the run there. That still leaves him with a difficult 3rd and 8 coming up. Defensively, they're going to beef up the secondary. 6 defensive backs. On 3rd down, Griffin. The throw to the left side, caught by Coleman. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
Now a handoff looking right. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. And third quarter here, you've got the lead. This is where that strong run game can really benefit you. Stayed in bounds there, kept the clock going.
I like all the points you just made there. And if you throw the football and it's incomplete, now you've stopped the clock and you've helped out the guys on the other side of the ball. So keep it in the hands of those runners. Keep moving it. Keep grinding the clock.
They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there? Freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
Play clock winding down. And now here's a carry heading left. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
And frankly, Brandon, we're talking about things I'm not sure we ever thought we'd talk about in the NFL, and a lot of that is the speed at the linebacker position. A lot of these guys in college, they were safeties. They moved them up to outside linebacker to combat the spread offenses, and now we're seeing it in the NFL. Those same guys using their speed to make plays in the backfield, similar to that one.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive. Now Griffin on second down, and he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's third down. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. From the gun on third down, Griffin. He's got Fuller. And this time not quite to the 30. He'll be down at the 31-yard line.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle. Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
They come up with one running back. That's Bell. And he'll get it up the middle. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, there's something we haven't seen much of in this game, a really nice run. Do they decide to come back with it, or was that just a little flash, and maybe they continue to try and throw the ball?
And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. Roethlisberger now off the bootleg. James has got it. Complete. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
They'll run it with Bell. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage.
That was a really nice play, be able to stack that one up. When they get back in the huddle, he's got to tell his guys up front, great job. They kept people off of him, allowed him to run free, and make the hit on the runner.
Filled the gap nicely, kept him to just a 1-yard gain. They come out with one back and 3 tight ends. They'll go again with Bell. And he gets it down to the 32. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
Well, so much for him being bottled up throughout the day. Finally finds a way to break through and get a really nice gain. The defense had felt great about what they had going. Now they've got to turn their attention to getting it back in that direction. Can they bottle him up again? Because I'd say after that run, confidence is pretty high for him.
They'll come up now in the Wildcat package. They go play action here on first down. And Big Ben intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off. It's the Pro Bowl corner, Joe Hayden with it. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. Now, they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
And they'll go on the ground. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4. So the offense needing 4 yards. It's 3rd down. Out of the gun, Griffin. This one complete to Coleman. Nothing doing on that one. It'll be 4th down. And we're back now here in Cleveland. It's the Browns football, and they've got the lead here as we start quarter number 4. Here's Andy Lee now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Yikes. Terrible kick headed straight for the sidelines. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. And the Steelers set to take the field. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better.
They go back to the air here after the INT. Over the middle here to Coates. Call it a gain of 5, and it'll be a 2nd down. They're going to hurry back to the line now. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height, sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there. If he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback who has to slide and find open space to throw.
Completes it to Hayward Bay. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. He had time, was able to survey the field and find a soft spot in that zone coverage.
And that's where it gets difficult for a defender, Brandon. You go to your spots on the field that you have to cover, and when the offense finds an area that you're not in, that's where they throw the football.
Now Roethlisberger. Bryant with a catch right side. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they've got it in the red zone now, down at about the 19. Calling an 8-yard gain, much better shape now on 3rd and just a yard.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
Now 3rd down, less than a yard. They'll try and run for it with Bell. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the 1st down.
On 1st down, it's Roethlisberger. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. Time starting to run out here in the 4th. This defense just trying to keep the offense off the board and preserve this potential victory. A fake to Bell. Now it's Roethlisberger. Dancing to his left. Oh, no, he lost the football. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity missed.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
Now Ben on 3rd and long. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. He made his first, this from 47 yards out.
On any passes in the middle of the field, anyone who's going after the football is going to be conscious that it's probably going to be contested, and often physically. Sometimes that leads to drops.
So the lead shaved to 2 now as the kickoff is away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30. And now the Browns offense trots back onto the field. They have the football, they're looking good, but the lead is just 2. So any mistake in a field goal can beat you. They got to be careful.
And that's where it gets difficult, because you don't want that to leak into your thinking. You want to play like, hey, we've got the advantage. We can close this out. Don't play from fear, and they can win this game.
See if they can play fear-free and hang on. Here's Griffin. That's complete. It's Gordon. And he's brought down. It'll go as now the Steelers put a stop to the action with a timeout defensively. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And they'll go with the ground attack here. And he'll get this out past the 45 to the 47. And the Steelers signal for another timeout. That'll be their second, so 1 more chance to stop the clock here. And we'll be back. They come out here in the eye. And they'll run it here. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. Now hang on here. Timeout called by the defense. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. 9 yards still remaining here to pick up the first on 2nd down. Defense showing blitz. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
And when you're trying to set up a counter play, it's what a lot of people call an influence play. You're really hoping those defensive linemen are really agile that day. If they stayed out late the night before the game and they're not moving as fast, it's a lousy call, because that means they're just going to sit in the hole that you hope to create just by the movement of your offensive line.
And there they got the ball to the outer third of the field, but tackled behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, things get stacked up in there if they don't move as well as you want them to, and probably just trying to escape and couldn't get away.
They'll run with Davis. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down. And Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL. A win for the Browns, and they're happy in the dog pound, as we say.